welcome. Heavy metal. How you doing, Marty? Thanks for stopping by. So we just thought we'd do a little impromptu tonight. See if we're on Facebook and YouTube. Nathan's over on YouTube. We get a lot more hits on Facebook than we were on YouTube. But it's been a crazy week, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. Glad I wore a good shirt for the background.
You did. You matched.
You know?
You're matching. I wore the only clean one I got. That's your choice shirt.
You sure it's clean?
You can't tell from there, can you? Good to see you, Marty. And the RNC. Now, I forgot to look when Elon Musk is going to be speaking.
Oh.
And actually, Elon Musk is moving both his companies to Texas.
I saw that.
Yeah, after Newsom's lovely new law for children. What the hell? How can they? That's bad. I don't like that. I don't like that.
It's like they've forgotten what to do with kids anymore.
Well, it's separating them from their parents. I just don't get it. Why would they allow that?
That one I haven't heard yet. So.
Yeah. It's a new law that if your kid's in school and they identify as a transgender, they can't tell you. The school doesn't notify you. Wouldn't let you know.
Yeah, that's that. I've heard stuff like that before, and that's ridiculous. How do you not let parents know?
How do you not let parents be parents?
Be parents,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe the parents are okay with them doing that. That's up to the parents.
But it shouldn't be universal for every kid, I don't get it.
Me either. A lot of things I don't get.
Well, we're going to have a few call-ins tonight. It might take a little while for people to get on here because we didn't market it but for one day. And I may let you go into another tune if you got a couple warmed up.
Yeah.
So I can take a little, grab a couple things I need for us in here. And we'll rock and roll.
Maybe fire all my bullets at once.
Fire your bullet, baby.
Now we'll have nothing left for the rest of the show.
I'm going to put something up here that will be to call in and stuff while you're playing. We will get some viewers as we get going, but pass it on, share to your friends, and we will talk to you soon.
I'll try to butcher another one here.
Ba-dum. That's good. Ba-dum, ba-dum. How you doing, Scott? Good to see you here. And we're going to have some discussion, open forum. So anybody's comments are welcome. My buddy Sean's going to call in here in a bit. And I'm sure Marty and some others will. And the topics tonight are pretty simple. We're wondering what you think about the attempted assassination of President Trump, how you feel about Biden's third case of COVID and his popularity amongst his own party.
And possibly dropping out now. That's all
Yeah.
they talked about all day is him
Dropping
now
out.
dropping out.
You know, who's going to take his place? All those things are going to be...
I don't see how they could have anybody else but the vice president.
Well, she had a little practice today.
Uh-huh.
She was speaking at what he was supposed to have been speaking at. And she's practicing her teleprompter reading.
Yep. That I did not catch that today, so
Yeah, no,
I didn't see anything she said. But
you see him walking up the stairs. Now, you know,
yeah,
it seems to me like we're kind of ending an era in politics, okay? There's a lot of these old dogs that are fixing to go.
Yep.
And things are going to change. It's going to change quite drastically.
Yep.
And to get in the mood, I have my Utoya shirt on today. Make sure if you want any goodies from Utoya, and this is the THCA here we're rolling tonight, you can buy it right in the mail. You don't need a medical card.
Yep.
You use Best Life and you'll get a discount. That's it, simple as that.
delivered to your
Yep.
door.
Matt's doing a pretty good job. He's still paying me. got
That's
another-
the important thing.
Yes. Every 18th, but today was the day, and I was a little nervous. Every month I'm
No
like,
wonder you're so happy.
I wonder if I'm going to get paid today. We made a deal, so I got a couple of years of payments. And in that couple of years, I'm going to learn how to make a little money, passive income, so I don't run out of money. I started a new trading group. The other ones I learned, but I think I needed to move up to the next level. So I'm in a new trading group. Continue to learn. Can't earn if you don't learn. Otherwise, you're just gambling.
Yeah.
That's right.
Just taking a risk,
Taking a risk.
hoping you get lucky.
So I had a trip to Pennsylvania.
They have some great pictures from there too. I mean, Pennsylvania is beautiful. Pennsylvania, West Virginia, you know, Virginia, Kentucky, that whole area, the Appalachians and all that, just beautiful.
Well, you know, my brother's thinking of buying some up in Virginia. I was surprised how nice Pennsylvania was, to be honest with you. Where my buddy's at, it's got all spring water. And that spring water, it's amazing. It's just like, so clean and tasty. Makes me jealous of the water for sure. And it's cool in the morning, it's not real hot. Even when it gets hot, it's not hot sweaty like it is here. You know, humidity.
Yeah.
You know, we all know Florida.
Yeah. Well, you know, when you get up north, you go through your hot spells, but they don't last, 6 months like they do here. that's the bad thing, 6-month hot spell.
Yeah. And you know what else I didn't realize? Have you ever eaten a fresh egg that just came out of a chicken?
No.
Well,
Well, I take that back. I was little because, yes, I did that on the farm, my family's farm in Kentucky.
well, I learned something new about chicken eggs. When they're laid, of course, they're gooey from coming out of the chicken, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's a coating on there. And if you live on the farm, you don't wash them until you're ready to use them. And they can sit out on a counter for 90 days if they leave the coating on. If you don't leave the coating on, if you wash it off, they lose flavor and they only last about 30 days without going in the refrigerator. And that's why the ones that are in the store aren't as good, because they wash it off for sanitary purposes and they lose some of the flavor and potency in the egg.
Yep.
So there you go.
I did not know that.
Little egg knowledge for all of you egg lovers. And the eggs are so rich and tasty, so it's pretty
I
good.
do love eggs. I do.
Yeah. And I also learned something about the Amish. Do you know the Amish kids? We came up behind one, right? A little horse and carriage thing that they're riding in. And there's the cute two kids are looking out the back like almost like, help me, get me out of here. But I found out that the Amish will let them, their kids, when they grow up, they can get off,
Yes.
be an Amish or not. And they're welcome to come back at any time.
Yep, they can go out and experience the world, and then they're welcome back with open arms if they want to come back.
I think that was pretty cool.
Yeah. I didn't know that. There's not a whole lot I know about.
No, so they're very,
But I did
very
know
nice, welcome people up there.
Yeah. And seriously, craftsmanship, the things that that the Amish make.
It's crazy,
Yeah, I mean, solid and just the craftsmanship, the detail they put into things, it's amazing.
It is amazing. It is amazing. Now, as we're getting a few people that are joining, keep in mind this is a call-in show, right? Call in and
Class participation.
Class, participate. I know Sean's going to call in here in a few minutes, and I'm sure Nathan will probably call in. So we're going to talk about. They like your shirt too. Perfect for the occasion.
Thank you.
We're going to talk about current affairs. President Trump almost gets knocked off by some kid, right? If that's as good as our Secret Service and our FBI is, I'll tell you what, I think they just got caught. It seems like an inside job to me.
Well, it sure looks like it. There's definitely way too many things that happened that should not have, and somebody's ass should pay for it.
Yeah, well, it almost is like they said he had no social media. They said that he, all these things. How can that be? He has no agenda. Then I seen some picture of him dressed up like a tranny, so maybe, they're trying to throw some conspiracy theories out there.
We still have not seen a lot about that shooter.
No.
A while back that was trans. And I'm drawing a blank exactly where that was. Right.
Well, I had a list, and I don't know if I can find it now, but there's a lot of things that you remember the Vegas shooting.
Mm-hmm.
There never was a explanation or a finish to that investigation.
Right.
A lot of this stuff is pretty nefarious, if you ask me. And for Trump to all of a sudden be this close to the RNC, he got a favorable ruling from the Supreme Court, which is probably going to challenge his 34 felonies because here's somebody. How you doing, Bruce the Best?
Hey, what's up?
Hey Nathan, how you doing, brother?
I found out that I have permanent hearing loss in my right ear.
Oh, bummer.
That sucks.
Are you right-handed?
Am I right-handed? Yes, I am.
So now you got to hold the phone with your left hand?
Pretty much.
It's tough, isn't it?
I'm just putting it on speaker.
That would fuck me up right there.
So I went from stereo down to the old AM speaker that you had in the car. You just had one car.
Right.
I hear everything through just one speaker instead of stereo. It's kind of weird.
Oh God. Oh God.
But hey, what can you do? Life goes on.
But how you feeling? Feeling better?
I feel great, yeah.
Good. You weren't feeling too good a couple weeks ago when we talked.
Yeah, I was pretty sick. Yes, ma'am.
So what's up?
What up, girl? So what do you think about the state of affairs in our politics these days?
That's a loaded question. Tell him.
You want me to really tell him how I feel?
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's what we did the show for.
Okay, it's not the actual what happened, it's the reaction to what happened, and I feel like there was a certain level of disrespect, no matter what party you are. You're talking about this Trump shit, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. No matter what party you are, I feel that there was a immense amount of disrespect to the person who lost their life.
Well, yeah,
Because of the way-
that's one
because
thing.
of the way they reacted and the whole
Hang on, Sam.
the meme
Talk on this side, please.
the memes that they come out with, like "fuck you, you missed," and why are we celebrating that? Like, why are we talking shit? Why someone lost their whole life?
No, it's really, you know, what I'm kind of seeing is it's like it's all coming to a head. A lot of stuff's coming to a head. You know, our
Yeah.
politicians, the people that represent us, they keep us fighting, right? So that
Yeah.
so that we stay on our own sides, right? They don't want us to cross the aisle and shake hands with each other. And that day may be coming to an end when these old fuckers get out of there. You know, Biden, they've been covering up for him for
Oh, yeah.
3 years. Now, how unfair is
Yeah.
that to the American people? Right?
And that's sad in itself.
I mean, who in the
Well,
world?
They,
Yeah, that's nefarious in
they have
itself.
the power through Biden, you know. They have the power to get money through Biden, through like China and, you know, all the deals that he has privy to.
Well, I won't
They
even
don't believe that.
I won't even take it there because we don't really listen. Here's something very interesting.
Okay.
Republicans want less government, less regulations, and Democrats want more government and more regulations, and they want more control of the way you live. You know, they want to
Right.
act like they can help you and stuff. They spend a lot more money on social services. They spend a lot more money on war. You know what I mean? So if you go looking at policies, right? Let's not even talk about the people that are running the government. Let's just talk about policies, okay? Now I'm sure everybody wants to have is compassionate, right? But don't you think
Well,
we should be voting on some of this stuff, right? As a country, not just our elected officials just giving away our dough. You know what I mean?
Right. I think we should have a say in it. Of course,
You know, you
supposed to,
can
but
vote for
no.
American Idol, right? Off your phone. Why can't they have a public opinion on the way we spend our money?
Our public vote.
And you know, both these parties should quit lying. I mean, they go up there and blatantly lie or exaggerate or misspoke or whatever. There should be a separate system that we can run checks and balances. They shouldn't be.
I agree with you.
Yeah, it's like these 51 intelligence agents about Hunter's laptop. All 51 of those people should be getting a charge of lying.
Well, I guarantee you, if it was Trump, he'd already be in jail for that.
Right. And you know, here's the thing with Trump. Now, what's your daughter think of how did this come about? Do you think there's a nefarious intent, like somebody put him up to it, or do you think this random 22-year-old kid did this on his own?
I don't know. I think the same way. I mean, it's either one or the other, and I'm not ruling out either.
Well, this is the thing.
No.
If you look back, even to 9/11, all these things in the nightclub shooting in Vegas, right?
Yeah.
None of those had results.
No.
None of them. They never came up and said, "Okay, we caught the guy," or "It was this, it was that."
Well,
So,
I think the gunman was killed there.
Yeah, they
and
killed
I
him.
think so we no other. You don't ever get any other information.
and they said that when they got this kid, they killed this kid. He had a phone and a little
Remote control.
for something.
Yeah.
And it said it took them, they couldn't, by the third day, they still didn't get into their phone. Now tell me, they can get into a fucking cell phone in a heartbeat.
We watch
Oh, yeah.
NCIS. We know
Yeah,
they can
we
get
know.
in.
This Apple, they can get into that.
You know, they just want that, I don't know, it's
They're
not.
covering. They're
Huh?
covering it up. They're covering it up.
Oh my God. So what's your daughter? I didn't let her finish talking.
Oh. Hey, Christina, you need to come finish talking. She hates Trump.
Well, that's okay to hate Trump, but you still.
And that's okay, because we have different viewpoints on politics in the House.
Let me ask you a question then. Who does she like on the Democratic side?
I don't know, ask her. Here, she's back. Biden side?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Yeah. I don't like anybody.
Well, see, I think that's kind of what this could be if people like us, you know, if you don't like Trump and you don't like Biden either, well, that's fine. Trump is a one
He's a
4 year
one-term now.
one punch pony right now, right? So
Right,
what
yeah.
needs to happen is all these old fuckers, and Trump included, and Biden included, and
Nancy
Nancy
and Chuck
Pelosi
and all
and
the other.
all them clowns, all them ass clowns got to get out of there, right?
They do. They do. I agree with you.
My 6-year-old has it right. She tries to say his name, and what you just said, sucking Trump. Well, you put that together, and she calls him Trump.
Well, see, now that's playing into the hate game again.
That's me.
You know, here, look at it this way. Yeah, no, and that's okay. If you know, if you are partial or not partial to anybody and hate them both, well, that's fine because you shouldn't like them both. If you don't like Trump, you shouldn't like Biden because Biden's not even doing anything. He's senile. He's 80. Who in the world would hire an 82-year-old man to run a country?
I mean, seriously.
And this is what I don't like about what the Democratic Party did. They lied to everybody that says he's sharp, he's smart. I see him every day. So that should be criminal in itself.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
You know?
I agree.
I mean, because there are there's a bunch of 82-year-olds, 92-year-olds running around here, way sharper than our president.
Yes, and
I
there
mean,
there wouldn't be.
Got all
There's not one businessman that's going to hire an 82-year-old man, except Walmart
No.
greeter, maybe a Walmart greeter.
Well, and
That
if
98-year-old
Trump,
guy, that veteran, World War II veteran that gave the speech the other day was sharper than Biden.
and I do want to say, if Trump is elected,
No.
he could be in the same shape
In 4 more years.
in 4 years, or 3 years,
Yeah.
or 2 years, or what.
Well,
I mean, he very well
I
could be.
honestly think that Trump will better serve me in office than Biden.
Well, I think you'd rather, it's almost, you know, I'm in the stock market, and when they're talking stock market, it's what's best for the market, what's best for business, okay? So that's a policy thing. That's a policy thing more than it is a person. So I think a lot of voters and a lot of Americans should start looking at the Democrats and the Republicans as their policies. So that way we don't have to, you know, the steward, whoever the person is that's in that chair that day, they need to find a way to communicate and make both sides closer together. Okay?
Right.
This divisiveness that goes on is ridiculous.
It needs to stop.
Yeah.
It really does.
Okay,
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. And they need to remember. Yes, you need to say something?
just bye, guys.
Oh.
I'm checking out, guys.
Okay, see ya.
Thanks.
See ya.
Hey, my buddy Sean's calling in too, Nathan. Let me call you back if we got time. Let me grab his call.
Okay.
Peace.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Let's see. Where's he at? Oops. I just hung up on said, hey, I'll call you back. Yeah, so I kind of think that, you know, this whole thing might be just a wake-up call for people, us regular people.
Well, we've had too many old people in there for too long. So
Yes,
that's the biggest problem.
that's what I think too.
Mitch McConnell.
Hello.
Sean,
What's happening?
well, we're just trying to have some conversation here this evening. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man.
So, my take on the assassination attempt is a major fail by the FBI, obviously, or something that was nefariously done by the FBI.
Why do you say the FBI?
Social Secret Service.
Secret Service. Well, no. Well,
I said Social Security.
Social Security. Well, I mean, if something nefarious is going to be set up, it probably wouldn't be by the Secret Service, right? I mean, wasn't that girl the DEI program when she one of the DEI employees?
Are you talking about the head of the Secret Service?
Yeah, the Secret Service.
Yeah, Cheadle. She wanted to implement DEI in the Secret Service. She wanted 30% women.
Right, but wasn't she hired for that position, or
For that reason,
how did she get that
Well,
position?
She was head of security for a major corporation.
Right, who appointed her?
Pepsi, yeah.
No, Biden appointed her.
Right.
And yeah, but I mean, again, the Secret Service it's like the NFL. The NFL doesn't have a whole bunch of, Asian guys. They don't have a lot of Hispanic guys. Asian guys. They don't have a lot of Hispanic guys. Is a performance organization. The NFL. Well, Secret Service is kind of like a sport. Protecting presidents and former presidents is not something it's not an equal opportunity job. It's where we want, a 6'4" guy that runs a 4.5 40 that can jump 40 inches high and can beat the hell out of 10 guys.
Okay.
The example that they posted, and they keep posting online, is of that one woman trying to holster her weapon. She misses holstering it like 3 times, and then because she missed it, she decided to hang on to it for a little while longer. It's like, I mean, Jesus, Joseph and Mary. It's like
You couldn't
I'm
look.
all for it.
You couldn't look
I am
more
all for
amateur
it.
hour.
Yeah.
Plus, the way they parked the cars. Iran's got a threat against Trump too, right?
Right.
So
They've had that. That's old news, man.
Right. But let's say if this was some professionals going to hit on Trump, not just some kid,
They wouldn't have missed.
right? All their cars were in a line, and they couldn't have got out. If they would have shot someone's tires before, they would have left Trump in his car. Like they didn't have a good exit strategy. Nothing.
Have you ever shot an AR-14 or AR-15?
Yeah.
From 150 yards, you can put that shot inside a quarter.
Yeah.
It's easier than a dartboard.
Well, the thing is he turned his head like right about the same time he pulled the trigger.
Well, I think the other thing is that cop, that the local police officer went up on the roof, saw him, the guy pointed the gun at him, and that's when he scrambled up to the top of the roof, and he shot 13 times. So it wasn't like, he shot up 13.
I didn't hear no 13 times. I heard 3.
heard 8.
There was 8 shots total.
I heard 8, and now I've heard 13 today.
I know.
But let's say 8. The one guy that didn't die got shot twice. I don't know how many times the other 2 guys got shot, but Trump's
Haven't
here
heard a lot
got
about them
6.
either.
Well, in the original thing, there was 3 shots, a hesitation, and then 5 more shots. There was no. I didn't hear no more than the 8 shots.
Well, really, 1 shot's from what went on the other day. 1 shot was too many. I mean, the president never. Once they knew there was an actual threat,
They shouldn't have even put him out.
he should have been out there.
Yeah, they shouldn't even let him go on stage.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
what they need to
that
explain.
was an executive decision. I don't know by Trump or by the Secret Service guy, but from what it sounds like, it was Secret Service's call. Yeah, we can maintain or we can cover this threat. He'll be okay. We have counter snipers out there.
Yeah, that was a horrible. Did you see they even had to run a car into the fence because
They couldn't get
the law enforcement couldn't get back to that building?
There's already law enforcement up on top of the roof
No.
with the dead body. When they ran that car in there, you could see in the building there was 2 or 3 guys standing on the roof already.
Well, but my point was there wasn't even good access for people that have been back there. And there's people, they did the timeline today. So the timeline is so ridiculous that it's not even, it doesn't even seem it could be a social or a security detailed It's something they're thrown off guard. It seemed it was just too stupid.
The kid had a rangefinder, and they talked to him. Not
Yeah.
necessarily the Secret Service, but the local cops.
Yeah.
The only building within 1,000 feet that someone could get on to shoot at the president, and nobody's on it, nobody's watching it, nobody's. I mean, the only one. There wasn't like, oh, there was 8 other buildings. We didn't cover that one. There wasn't another one.
Right.
Yeah.
The
It's,
only one.
well, it's kind of sad because we'll probably, that chick might get fired, and there probably nothing else would be said about it. They'll
That's
just
it. Well,
they'll just blow smoke and say how they're going to do better next time. But when things like that happen, they're telling us he didn't have a social media thing. He was a quiet kid. The only thing he did political was register as a Republican. And then I heard that after he registered as a Republican, he was involved in the Democratic Party.
He donated to
Well,
the Democrat PAC.
Yeah.
The thing is, he wasn't old enough to vote before.
Right. Now he's 20, but
And a great big plan by actually both parties that's nefarious is that both parties not necessarily encourage, but there are political workers that suggest Republicans register as a Democrat and Democrats register as a Republican, so
People
we
do
can
that all the
vote.
time.
We can vote in their primaries
Mhm.
and mess up their picks, vice versa.
okay.
So, in other words, he registered as a Republican so he could vote for whoever, Nikki Haley or maybe they wanted Trump. I don't know. But people do that to vote. Like, you can't vote. If you're a registered Republican, you can't vote in the Democratic primaries.
Right.
Depends
So-
on the state.
Yeah, some states are different.
Right. Most states are that way. Most states, if you're a registered Republican, you can't vote in the Democratic primary. If you're a registered Democrat, you can't vote in the. I'm an independent, so I can't vote in any of the primaries,
Okay.
which kind of pisses me off too. But I like to be independent.
RFK, I kind of like some of the things he does, but it's so hard to listen to him talk.
Oh my God, it's painful. The
It
poor
is.
guy. I mean, he
He's
had the same thing. His grandmother had that horribly, Rose Kennedy.
yeah, it's just,
So
it's
does
just
a couple of his kids, I think.
yeah.
I believe. Yeah.
No, it's just, I can't imagine him trying to talk a
Giving
lot.
speeches.
Yeah, it's like painful. But he's
I
got,
mean, he's definitely a Democrat. He's definitely liberal.
Mm-hmm.
He
yeah,
just
but I
has-
think, like I was telling before we got on this call, people are too much of this Democrat Republican shit.
right. Oh,
because-
I
because
hate
it's
that. That's why
like-
I'm an independent.
Yeah, it's not like you're on a football team fighting each other. You're supposed to be fighting with each other, right? So you want the best ideas from both parties, and nobody does it. They don't even try. They'd rather lie back and forth and then push their own agenda. Then the next guy comes in, he has to veto half of the shit the other guy did and put his stuff up there. And the way the economy
Only
works.
and all over political ideology versus proper policy.
Exactly. Like
And that's the bad part.
Republicans are supposedly for less government, less regulations, right?
Yeah.
And more free enterprise. and Democrats, I want more government. They think they want more government programs. They want to subsidize. This is what I don't like either. They're taking 36 billion taxpayer dollars to give credit to whoever buys solar panels. So
Yeah.
if you don't have a house or you don't want solar panels, you're paying a lot of taxes to people that get a deal on their solar panels.
You're paying for other people's
Which is
solar panels.
not fair.
No,
But
it's
at
not
the
fair
same
at all.
time, It's good for the economy. It's good for.
No, it's not good
not.
for the
The environment.
economy.
No,
It's not good. No, it's not good
for
for
the
the
environment. Good for the environment.
No, it's
No, it's
not.
not good either.
That's not even good for the environment. Do you know that
I know there is an argument that solar panels are not good for the environment.
But here, let me
understand.
explain something to you. The solar panels take 3,000 degrees of heat to form the glass and the panels in them. That is.
I understand the manufacturing is a huge carbon footprint.
Right. So my point is we should have invested, if it was fair to all taxpayers, they would have invested in research and development to find a way that it's really going to work well. And there is private companies doing that right now, where they're creating a paint that can be solar powered. So you paint a building and it would work. But it's it's a process. So why would they give 36 billion of our tax dollars to homeowners that want to buy solar panels from China, right?
Yeah. they make good ones in Canada too.
Well, I'm just saying that's not where we're buying them from. Right. Now, you know what else is...
And there's a couple of American-made products too that aren't quite as good as the Canadian ones, but getting there.
Well, the point is they're all...
They want to put reflecting crap in the asphalt on the roads and install things on the tires that'll help charge your cars and blah blah blah. Yes, research and development should be
number one. Do you
one.
know that they're developing a battery that's made of nuclear waste and it would never go bad? So if you bought a cell phone, it would never die. You could use it as long as the phone would work. So there's much better technologies out there, okay?
Right.
And Elon Musk, he's that kind of guy. He's going to be talking tonight on, he's moving 2 of his factories to Texas out of California.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, so...
Gavin Newsom crossed another line, as he does.
Yeah, and what I was trying to say is, hopefully, we drop some of these old politicians, and maybe America gets a little smarter and starts crossing the line together. Like, listen, I'm not against making the planet healthier. I personally don't think we can make it, it shouldn't be mandated. There should be things that programs put into place. We fly 6,000 plane flights a day, okay? 6,000 plane flights. You know how much fuel that is dumping on the planet?
That's a lot.
Right? Now Elon's blasting rockets. How much do you think a rocket spews out?
A lot.
And they're bumping them all the time now, right?
Oh yeah.
Nobody talks about that. Then everybody goes to the climate summit. What are they going in? Private jets.
Private jets.
So who are they targeting? Now,
don't do as I do. Do as I say.
Right, but when are the people? These people are supposed to work for us, and they make these decisions. The American people want to give Ukraine this much money. If you ask the American people, I don't think as many of them would be on board as you'd think. Okay, I don't think as many.
I agree.
And
I agree.
And so.
I listened to a podcast of this guy that was in the services, like he worked for ambassadors. He was in he was part of the negotiation where Reagan went over and negotiated with Gorbachev. They took the wall down in East Germany. They wanted to become part of society. They wanted to become part of the European Union. They wanted to be just like everybody else. They have a huge land, they have a huge economy potentially, tons of oil and gas. And Gorbachev said, the only thing that I ask is that you don't increase NATO around Russia, like all these satellite countries around them that were part of the Soviet Union.
Well, that's... listen.
No, let me finish. I'll finish this quick because it's such an interesting story in the sense that we said, okay, well, we started adding people to NATO. We started getting all of Europe. Basically, Russia now, after Finland, Finland has 800 miles of border with Russia. 800 miles. That's a huge border. We made Finland part of NATO. And so basically, we have surrounded Russia with NATO countries. And with Article 5, you attack one country, you attack all countries. So we have now surrounded Russia and their border where they had a buffer zone of other countries that we promised not to add to NATO, and we're adding to NATO.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. That whole NATO thing is, protecting the weaker countries, and that was their idea. But I'm not really taking.
I'm telling you, we pushed Putin into this war.
Well, absolutely, and here's the thing: Zelensky, the hierarchy in Ukraine are profiting from this thing, and
oh my God,
and
oh my God.
I don't think if you would ask most people in this country, so Biden's bragging about a higher GDP. Well, we're paying ourselves to build weapons to kill people.
Yeah.
So who has your tax dollars has blood on its hands?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's kind of the way I look at it.
I mean, Russia invaded, and Ukraine definitely has they have the.
And listen, the Ukrainian people. The Ukrainian people have a lot of relatives in Russia. The people like each other. It's the governments. It's the same thing in Gaza. You know how fucked up Gaza is right now?
Oh my Lord!
And that place isn't that big. It's
cigarettes are selling for like $500 a pack.
Well, because they're all. I wouldn't even thought of that first. I was looking for a cheeseburger, but
No, they want a pack of Marlboros.
Well, I'm just telling you that little country is a pile of rocks.
10 years ago, you could find in the New York Times, the Washington Post, on CNN, on MSNBC, people saying and talking out loud, Ukraine is the most corrupt country in all of Europe, bar none, times 10.
Yeah.
It's been corrupted for years. That's known.
I mean,
that's widely known.
Yeah,
that's literally that's what they all said. Everybody said Ukraine is corrupt.
Well,
so corrupt.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Here's what I find funny, not funny, ridiculous, is we all seen Joe Biden falling apart since he's been elected, right?
Yeah.
And everybody acts like it's okay. Better to have a senile old man than Trump, or better to have him than this. How fucking stupid are we, right?
I'm not.
No, I just.
The people that voted for him, the most people in the history of an election, Biden got more votes than anybody in the history of American politics. More than Obama ever did in 2 elections. More than Reagan. More than anyone. That's how many votes Biden got. Matter of fact, the second most votes ever in the history of any election was Trump.
In the same election.
Same election.
And the third interesting fact is there wasn't that many registered voters. So listen, you know how big Gaza is? It's 6 miles by 25 miles.
I know how big it is.
That's small. That's Pinellas County. That's smaller than Pinellas County, where we live.
What I don't get is why they haven't sorted it out yet.
Well,
They want to.
I think it's because Gaza's nice beachfront property.
They don't want it. They don't want. They don't want. I mean,
As a
Larry
joke.
That. They do want it, but they can't have it. I mean, the biggest joke. How about that pier that they tried to install for $45 million?
Yeah, that was a really good investment.
That lasted less than 2 weeks and only delivered like 20 trucks.
I thought that was like $300 million.
No, I think it's 60. Something. It was about 30, 60, something like that. But
It was
is.
a chunk of change they wasted.
It was a waste. They knew it in the first place.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I
my
agree with
point
that,
is that's Israel's fight, right?
Yeah.
Not our fight, right? We're
Well-
not supporting Gaza. We're sending weapons to Israel, right?
We're doing both.
We're sending aid to Gaza.
and we're sending a shitload of weapons to Israel.
Right. Now,
Now-
do you think they really needed our weapons to defeat that little fucking strip? No.
No, the problem is Hezbollah and Iran and the Houthis. I mean, basically, the way Iran is using Hezbollah and Hamas, we're using Israel. We're an ally and supporting their war efforts, but in essence, we're fighting back against the proxy armies of Iran.
Yeah.
And
There's no a good result is the basically.
Bill Clinton told them very simply how things were. But when Bill Clinton got elected, the Shah, the Ayatollah, not the Shah, the Ayatollah, he said he was going to kill George W. Bush.
HW.
HW. Thank you.
We're on the.
Older Bush.
I
No.
remember my
He said
recent
that.
presidents.
This is what Clinton said. Clinton said to the Ayatollah, I am going to send 25 Tomahawk missiles into here, and here, which was their palace, the generals.
We're trying to be
headquarters.
current affairs, just so you know.
Well, it's kind of an important thing. The president
That's 40 years ago.
was
Trump did the same thing.
a former president was. They said we're going to kill this person, and Clinton said we're going to bomb this. If you say that again, you say it again, or I hear you said it again. I'm going to send 25 Tomahawk missiles into Tehran and your palace and your vacation home and your security headquarters and
Okay,
your
so
army
get
barracks.
your point is.
My point is, this president should be telling the Ayatollah, we're going to bomb you guys to shit if I ever hear about this again.
Well, this president
Say it.
can't even walk into his airplane now. He's too fucking old.
Well, he needs to be defending our country and our people.
You know what? That vaccine really worked good. I'm glad I didn't take it. He's had COVID 3 times, and he's had the main shot and a couple boosters. I think what they're doing is they're making that his out.
Yeah.
I got shamed into taking the first. I took the one time shot Johnny the Johnson & Johnson, and I regretted doing it. And I haven't gotten a booster or anything shit since. But yeah.
Yeah, my brother got the shot, and he got COVID the next week.
Oh, I got COVID after I got the shot.
Lark, she said, yeah, I never had COVID. And she said he's had 6 COVID shots, Biden. He's just a pincushion. But anyway, we're saying that my next thing is what I found very interesting is that the Supreme Court's ruling that everybody blew a fuse about really is, if nobody reads it, but it's about immunity on things you do while you're doing the job. So
Right.
Trump got a whole lot of things happening in his way. So it's kind of, if you're a conspiracy theorist, there's some good material here.
Well,
The Supreme Court makes a ruling.
There's certain things that a president has the ability to do.
Exactly. But by
And-
confirming that, right?
Yeah.
They blame it that because of the way we pack the courts or whatever. The truth is that's changing the rulings, like his document case is getting thrown out,
Oh yeah.
right? The 34
Oh, yeah.
counts of that he just got convicted of is probably going to get thrown out. That's why they waited till
Yeah.
September. They probably won't even, the New York case is probably going to get thrown out. So,
Oh, he's done.
Hmm?
It is over.
Yeah. So if and listen,
It's all over.
whether it's
Trump, if they don't do something bad to President Trump, he's going to be the next president of the United States.
yeah, well, somebody tried to kill him. My point was, it's kind of, what's that noise, bro?
How he got one shot off is an utter shame. And the fact that he would let him out on the stage when they had a threat with a gun. I mean,
Never should have happened.
There's so many people that seen what was going on. That's why everybody's jumping. You know, the less people report, the less they jump. So I think it was
Right.
good that a lot of private people. I mean, you could have thrown rocks at the guy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he was that close. And how
I
they
could have thrown a rock. I could have thrown. No, I can't throw a rock 150 yards.
I didn't say you, bro. I said that somebody could have threw rocks.
The people that were videotaping him could.
Major League Baseball players can't throw the ball 150 yards.
The people that were videotaping him were not
That's
150
not true.
yards away.
I used to be able to throw a softball the length of a football field.
That's 100 yards.
It's 130. It's 130 yards to the target.
No, I'm just saying that's 100 yards, and that's a hell of a throw.
Well,
I
But
threw a
the
softball.
people that were filming him were not 150 yards away. They were like 20.
You didn't
I
see
said
that.
I-
You must not have seen that video.
I sent what?
No, what we're saying is there's. Let's move on.
Well, 150
So
yards, you can't throw a rock at it. Is my point.
my point is the people that were closer taking the video were not 130 yards away. They're probably 500 feet, and it's not even that. They could have ran up and just banged on the building. You know, I don't know. The whole thing was.
He totally saw all those people over there in that field.
You know, did you see the one where he's just standing there? Did you see that one? You're just
Yeah,
standing
where he's
behind
like-
the fence. So
Yeah,
I
I
think
saw
it was
that.
an utter fail, or it was a assassination, planned assassination gone bad. That's what I think. I don't care what you say.
There's no.
And we're never going to find out.
If any Secret Service people end up committing suicide or dying, then I'll be suspicious.
Yeah, it's way
If-
suspicious.
if-
So
as long
moving
as-
on
as
from
long
the
as-
assassination attempt. Okay.
Okay, thank God.
All right, he ain't dead.
Although he's not dead, he is a warrior.
I tell you what, though, dude, he played golf the next morning.
I listened to this surgeon that was a major battlefield surgeon over in Iraq and Afghanistan. He said he's worked on over 1,000 bullet wounds in his life. Has seen 5,000 soldiers come in wounded from battle.
And what did he say?
He has never seen a Nick Deer with a whatever 506 or 2.23 from an a high-powered rifle. He's never seen a Nick Deer on a human being.
That was a close call. First for everything, right?
He goes, they're either their heads are blown off, their side of their face are blown off.
Dude, he was a centimeter
but there's
away.
But there's no nicks. There's no nicks. He's never seen a Nick Deer.
That's not like it can't happen, but I'm just telling you, he had a Nick Deer.
No, I know he did, but my point is, it was like the hand of God.
Yeah,
This guy-
that's right. It is amazing. That's what the thing is. Bottom line is for him to turn his head when he did, right? Because if he would have had his head turned the other way, he would have got it back of the skull.
Yeah.
Took the
Yeah.
back of the skull out. Now I don't know. You know, I didn't. This cop that supposedly climbed up the building and had the kid pointed his gun at him. I don't know. I haven't seen any films or anything on that. That almost sounds like bullshit to me.
It kind of did, but there was one. The reason I think he missed, besides Trump turning his head, I think he got hurried a little bit, and I think that cop hurried him to shooting quickly. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm saying that's the one. But listen, I'm kind of not trying to make any more assumptions on it. But whatever the case, whatever the fail, it's amazing that he didn't get killed.
It's amazing he didn't get killed. Bottom line, it was a miracle.
And amazingly, the guard, what is it, SS? Help me out
Secret
here.
Service, Secret
Yeah,
Service.
Secret
Secret
Service.
Service.
I'm sitting here thinking Social Security. You say SS, I'm thinking.
I got my check today, so I was thinking. So and for that to be such an utter fail, right? And
Well, I don't like the BS stories that this lady's come out with. I mean, no comment would have been better than her saying, "Yeah, the slope was too steep on that one."
then
What?
there's set up guns on a steeper roof. Yeah, no.
Set up guns on a steeper roof, and you know that was 1 foot away from being a flat roof.
Well, and they said that they didn't have anybody on the roof because they had officers posted inside. Then they came out and said there were no officers posted inside. Even.
Yeah. So here's what I seen on the internet. Okay, I'll show you what I saw.
The commissioner that came out and said that anybody says we were given traffic duty.
Yep.
Our 7 cops were given traffic duty, and that was it.
But those weren't the only. I don't think they were the only local police officers that were there.
I think they had sheriff's department,
Yeah.
tactical teams, and
Yeah. They
I
had
gotta admit,
something else.
when he went down and all the guys and girls went over on top of him, and then the tactical guys came out on that stage, I got to give a set of gonads to those photographers.
Here's what I thought.
Yeah.
Here's what I
Those
thought happened.
photographers, those photographers are standing there pointing their camera, and this dude in a full-on army gear sticks a AR-15 right in their face, like pointing at them.
This is
My,
what I think happened, right there.
oh my God!
That's my short version of that. Okay.
How do I find you, man? Bruce Best Life? Is that where you're at?
Just go to you're my friend on Facebook.
Oh, is you're on? I thought it was Bruce's Best Life.
It is, but it's broadcasted on my channel, I believe.
Oh my God, you are live. Where are you?
Yeah, and Amanda said the other guy. Now that's true. You know, one thing that was honorable, the guy that got killed, that he guarded his kids, but they set up a GoFundMe, and his family got about $5 million so far. So,
Yeah.
Well,
you know, that
What about the
it doesn't make up for it.
Yeah. Two.
They-
One was upgraded.
Oh, okay. But they
But
got injured too. They should.
yeah, no, they're gonna get money.
Okay.
People get their money, but you can't replace life.
No, you
Yeah.
can't.
And they put some time into it, and Amanda, you're right, that it is shitty all around. And for the Secret Service to fuck up and not protect the people or the former president is quite embarrassing.
And again, their protection is for both.
Yeah, their duty.
Their
is to
assignment is number one. But if they do their job for number one, everyone is protected too. And that's bottom line is they're protecting. They can't protect people walking in the parking lot from getting mugged and whatever.
Yeah.
I'm saying their job is only to protect the former president.
Did
or
you
the
see?
president.
Did you see today when there's 4 senators? Cheetah, was that her name? Cheetah.
Cheadle, I think. Yeah.
Okay, so Cheetah was at the RNC, and 4 senators confronted her, and she's walking off and didn't want to answer their questions. She literally started running from them.
Today she went to
Today.
the RNC.
Yeah, she's at the RNC. She's like, this is not the appropriate time. They said, you work for us, you know? We got some
Yeah.
questions for you. So it's a mess. It's definitely a mess.
Do they have-
So
do
with
they have
this
video
mess
of
being,
this?
listen, hold on. Enough of
They have
this.
video of that running?
What's that?
They have video of her running away?
Yeah, it was all live on TV. They're showing it.
Oh my God.
She's walking up the stairs too, and excusing, and then the senators were jogging next to her. It's like, they need a scapegoat quick.
The cameraman was running with them too.
So now,
Oh,
Biden,
boy, that's-
Biden has COVID for his 6th time. He's too sick to have gone to his event today, so Camel took Kamala.
Oh, come on now.
She took his place, and it's right back to hate. You know, I mean, it's just like they're bad, we're good. You know,
Well, Bill Barr, former Attorney General, who is not friends with Donald Trump. They don't get along at all, and he's pissed him off. But Bill Barr has come out and said, you know, I'm not a big fan of Donald Trump.
yeah,
But on the other hand, Donald Trump loves this country. He doesn't always do the right thing, in my opinion. But he's so not Hitler. He's so not fascist. It's the most ridiculous. He's not racist. Bill Barr said this.
right.
And, you know, damn.
What is
Like,
that?
his vice president pick, J.D. Vance,
Right.
was a never Trumper.
What's that squeaking?
There's no squeaking.
It's like
a cricket.
a cricket or a bird chirping.
Oh, I might have some parakeets, but they're being good. Don't make me get them fired up.
How could they be good if I already heard them?
What does a bad parakeet do?
Well, it gets much worse than that, I'll tell you.
Well, you know, part of the conversation I was trying to keep or go to as well is not so much what our dumbass politicians are doing, because, you know, unfortunately, they both are lying. Everybody's lying. Everybody's, you know, scattering the truth. Everybody's saying what the American people want, except the American people. So this may be, in my opinion, a outlet to maybe make some changes from who we vote in, or how we vote, or how we hold our stewards accountable. You know, we're letting Adam Schiff lie about the Steele dossier, right? Oh, yeah, I'm gonna invite someone else because you're coughing a lot, bro. Hold on.
No.
Welcome to Bruce's Best. Who's calling? Hello?
Nobody's calling.
Hi.
It's me.
Uh-oh, who's that? Hello? Hello?
Somebody else said hi.
Yeah, somebody said.
Someone said hi, man. I'm gonna drop your ass.
Hello?
I did. Hello. I dropped his ass.
Yeah,
I
whatever.
yeah. So now he interrupted. Where were we?
I don't know. You're someplace.
Rick, play some music. We'll be right back. Let's get our act together, and me and Sean will be right back.
Let's see.
Take it easy.
Yes. See, I told you it was going to come up eventually.
Yeah, so watch, we'll keep you on the phone, right? Alright, be right back. Alright. Thee we hail. Nice. Very nice. Very patriotic.
Hadn't done that for a while, so
Okay, let me
got a couple of boo-boos.
hold on a minute. I hadn't unmuted you yet.
Oh crap!
There, you're on now. That's pretty good, huh?
Thank you.
That was he was shredding it.
Cool. So, the next Democratic presidential nominee. Is it going to be Kamala?
Yeah, I think it will be.
Huh?
She's the only one that can get his money. She's the only one that can get, I think, his delegates right now. I think.
I don't know. I don't think she can get his delegates.
Okay. Well, I know she's the only one that can get. His
She could
money.
take over for him the next 6 months if he gets thrown out.
Yeah.
And that's the big thing. If he bows out of the election because he's not competent, then he's going to run the country and hold nuclear codes for 6 months.
That's why he's not stepping down.
Yeah. He forgot the codes.
He forgot where he put them.
He forgot where he put. They're on his life alert chain.
No, if he steps down, the problem is that he'll be susceptible for the 25th Amendment, which would be putting him out of
Commission,
office.
basically, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, if he goes, oh, I'm not confident enough to run another 4 years.
Exactly.
Everyone and their brother are going to go, well,
You're not
you're
confident now.
confident now.
That's right.
And he's not.
That's an issue.
God bless him. He's still as smart.
So
and
one
as
thing that
smart-
I think's a benefit too for both parties is Trump's only in for 4 years. He's got a younger VP that's probably not ready to be president, but after 4 years as a VP,
He will be.
if he works hard, if he does,
He can be.
if he does something not unlike, I don't know what Kamala Harris is supposed to have done. I don't really know. Even Mike Pence, these vice presidents don't seem to do a lot.
Dude, if you read the book Hillbilly Elegy,
That's Vance's book.
or if you're not a literary kind of guy, French on I think Netflix, Hillbilly Elegy.
Well,
It's
why
a
don't you
movie.
give me a 2-paragraph summary of it?
I haven't seen it yet or read it. I'm going to read it because I want to read it.
What's it
Because
called? Hillbilly what?
It's called Hillbilly Elegy. It was a book that J.D. Vance, our vice president nominee, wrote after college.
Right.
He was a Marine Corps, came from a poor background in drug-addled
Middletown, Ohio.
Southern Ohio, Middletown, Ohio. That's where my ex-wife.
A memoir
by the way.
of a family and culture in the crisis
I'm from a half hour north.
is a 2016 memoir by J.D. Vance about the Appalachian values of his Kentucky family and his social economical problems of his hometown of Middleton, Ohio, where his mother's parents moved when they were young.
From Kentucky.
And Middletown
In
is
2020, it was adapted into the film Hillbilly Elegy. That's pretty impressive for to be into a movie when he's in his 30s.
Well, again, this kid went through this, but he went from the Marine Corps, used his GI Bill, got a degree in something, political science at Ohio State University, then got a full ride to Yale Law School and finished top in his class
Yeah.
at Yale, and wrote a book, married a girl of Indian descent from California. Her parents were both right from, someplace in New Delhi or some part of India.
Are you going to watch Elon Musk speak tonight?
I am.
I'm seeing what time.
I'm looking forward to Trump's speech.
Yeah. Well, I think we've almost done an hour. I appreciate you calling. We've had some response. Do you have any interesting closing statements?
Vote. Everybody vote. Get out there and vote. Please. That's it.
Well, I think you're right. And maybe if we all could get on a similar page of holding our politicians more accountable and knowing that and trying to understand what your friends on the other side are thinking and not just shut each other down, right?
Yeah, it's not a party thing. It's not a party thing. It's not a us against them thing.
No, it's us.
We all want the same stuff. But
That's right.
There's some areas that people want that are more socially inclined and more helping of the environment, and we have to, pay attention to that. We have to compromise.
So I was going to tell you this guy I met in the airport. He's from China. He does business in Shanghai, I think it is, and he comes to Chicago and back to China to do business. And we're talking about how polluted. I said, well, it's this green initiative, and then in China, I said, you guys are fucking it all up. He goes, oh no, our city's much cleaner now. And I said, yeah, why? He goes, we ship manufacturing to Korea now. so they're outsourcing now. Yeah, so pollution's gone down because we moved the shit to Taiwan and to, here we're talking about China taking over Taiwan, and he's telling me they're moving production stuff to Taiwan. So what's the fuck?
To Taiwan or to North Korea?
Both. And India, he said too, India. So they're cleaning up their shit by sending it somewhere else. Well, that climate change is a whole nother animal, and it's bizarre to me because if you want to learn, I posted a guy. He's a weather expert, right? And he I'll get his name for you. It's Morantz or something like that. Let me get it. But he goes back through the history books, right? He's not making this up. And he shows maps and charts of when it was really hot and,
I've seen him.
Yeah.
I've seen him.
Yeah. I'm trying to get his name. I was going to post it because people need to know this dude.
Yeah, weather
Changes.
figured out weather over the last 100 years.
Bob Newhart
is the
died.
only-
Yeah.
I heard that.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, but he's a fucking 100 years old. It's about time.
94, I think.
94.
94, 95.
That's a long time, man. That's 30 more years for me. Wouldn't that be
He was
crazy?
so good. He was so good in the movie Alf with Will Ferrell.
Yeah, I love that guy. He was cool. He had that dry humor. He was kind of ugly, but had a cute wife. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, I can't think of her name.
Well, I think I'm gonna go. I don't want to get too political, but tonight's a big night. Last night I
It is a
seen
big night.
J.D. Vance on there. I think he did pretty good. I think he's a little green, but he has time. You know what I mean?
He's a little green.
But I think that's good because we need some green young thinkers here, right? We really
Excuse
do.
me, Obama didn't have much more experience when he ran for president.
That's what they said earlier today. Yeah.
Well, and neither did
I mean, he might have
Kamala
had
when she
another-
was
he-
tapped for vice president. She didn't have much more.
No, she just had
You
knee
know-
pads on.
Yeah. So
I do not even want to get into ugly commentary because plenty of people will be talking about Kamala Harris running for president.
You missed that one, Sean.
No, it's bad. It's bad.
Yeah, it's bad. Well, hey, everybody, thanks for showing up. Sean, thanks for helping me with the show tonight. You've been
Absolutely, man.
a great guest. I'm going to come down to Naples soon. And
All right,
Rick's
well,
going to
I look
end
forward
this.
to seeing you.
Yeah, Rick's going to end the show with a song. And we may do.
Wait, you're not gonna wait. Are you gonna invite me back?
Absolutely.
All right.
You're the best host we had tonight.
That's what I was worried about.
I was too, but then you called, and so we just went from there.
All right.
No,
All
I
right,
love
well,
you. You know we're
we'll,
buddies. Love you, man. We
I
had
love
fun.
you too.
It was fun
And,
going to PA and visiting friends, and so I've been the summer of friendship. I went to see my friend Bonnie the month before this. I went and seen David and Chris this month. Next month I'm going somewhere else, and I'm gonna keep it up in case I die before I turn 65. I'm gonna go visit.
You ain't dying.
But
I ain't dying yet.
will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
Well, I am 64. All right, that's a good note to go out on. Will you need me? What?
You know that Beatles song?
How's the line go? Tell me. I know Rick knows
Will
it.
you
Aren't you a
still
Beatles
feed
fan?
me? Will you still feed me?
When I'm 64. Peace out, Sean.
All right, man. Be good.
Be. All right, thanks.
All right, I went to see the Sammy Hagar All Worlds Van Halen tour. The one thing they did not do, Joe Satriani should have thrown a little bit of eruption in there at some point.
So you gonna do
That
that?
was the one thing they didn't do. So I'll just throw in just a little
little eruption.
to
So our political environment is erupting. Peace out. Broadcast over.